All right, you guys, welcome to class. My name is Teacher Chad. This hour we are going to be practicing our reading and pronunciation as we read through a short story. And I think I accidentally closed down my short story that I found, so I need to go grab it really quick. But let's see who we have in class so far. Hi there, Victor. How you doing? Welcome.
Hi, Chad. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Good to have you here.
Glad to see you as well.
All right. We also have, let's see here, Ricardo. How you doing, Ricardo? Welcome.
I'm fine, thank you, Chad.
Very good. Ricardo, where are you from?
I'm from Ecuador.
Okay, yeah. So you got a picture. You've been in my class before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see here. How about Fausto? How you doing, Fausto?
Hello, teacher.
Hi there. How you doing?
Good, and you, teacher?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, we also have Amparo. Hi there, Amparo. Welcome to class.
Hi, teacher. You sound weird. I think you are selected another.
Did I really? Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's like the room. You guys hear everything that's going on here.
Now it's right.
Okay, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. No, I had my headphones plugged in. Yeah, sometimes whenever I open it up, it doesn't select it. But yeah, that's only usually when I don't have my headphones plugged in. But I had my headphones plugged in. It's okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I didn't even notice that. Very good. How about Leonardo? How you doing, Leonardo? How are you?
Good evening, Chad. Fine,
Hi.
thanks, and you?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We also have Ruben. How you doing, Ruben? Welcome to class.
Thank you, teacher. I'm doing awesome. How about you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. Good to have you here.
It's nice to be here.
Very good. Okay, you guys, let me give you the story we're going to take a look at. It's entitled Memories and the Forest. Okay, there's the link in the Verbling chat box as well as the link in the Google chat box. And I'm going to do this here. Great. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And we're going to start off with Amparo. All right, Amparo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's have you go ahead and read the very first paragraph, please.
Okay. As the first light of day began to filter in through the canopy of the trees overhead, the young elven man, walking calmly through the untamed tracts of growth, paused to take a look around him. The forest was slowly growing more defined as the sun made its daily climb, with crisp outlines of the foliage and the massive trunk of the elder trees coming into focus. After taking a moment to make sure his heading was right, he stepped over to protruding knot of wood that would have tripped up the unwary traveler and continued his steady pace through the dense wood. For a few hours he walked on, keeping the small major light lit only as a force of habit, until the rising sun cast enough light on the forest below to illuminate his path and show him the hidden knolls and tangles of brush and ivy lying around him.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to this word right here. So this is going to be ivy. Ivy. Okay, one more time. Ivy.
Ivy.
All right, good. Okay, let's go to Oops, let's go to my notes. Okay, so this is going to be dense. Let's use a short E sound instead of dance. Okay, the dense wood. Try that.
The dense wood.
Okay, very good. Okay, next up is the word steady. Instead of steedy, it is steady.
Steady.
Okay, very nice. Okay, next we have the word focus. You are very close here. Instead of focus, foe. Okay, O sound. Focus.
Focus.
Okay, one more time. Focus.
Focus.
Okay, good. And your last word is paused. Now here we need a Z sound instead of paused. Okay, it's paused. Paused.
Like a Z.
Yep.
Pause.
Okay, very good. Very good. All right, thank you very much.
Teacher.
Okay. All right, very good. Let's go to Jenna. Hi, Jenna. How are you?
I'm good. How you, Chad?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's have you read from. Do your best with the name here. This is a fictional story.
Okay.
Okay. Here down to. Okay. Furlong. Touched within a furlong.
Okay. Can you pronounce the first name? For me? The first
Yeah,
word?
just do your best cryonalis or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Chiron had always appreciated the forest in his late youth, and after learning the ways of sharing life with the world from his friends and companions, he grown even fonder of the world beneath the trees. With every step his bare feet made on the cool damp earth, he could feel the heartbeat of the forest around him pulse and echo in time, with all of the living being under her branches. It was still a novel experience for him, feeling the life force of every living creature, both flora and fauna, around him. But even though it had only been several dozen seasons, he felt as as though he'd been meant to enjoy the world this way his whole life. Every step brought more of the world into his grasp, as though sorry, his very aura had exploded outward to encompass anything it touched within a furlong.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to the word touched. Make sure to pronounce that T sound instead of tush. Okay, it's touched.
Touched.
Okay, very good. Next up, we have the word meant. Okay, so make sure to pronounce that T here. So instead of men, okay, this is he'd been meant to enjoy. Sorry.
He'd been meant to enjoy.
There you go. Next up is the word living. Okay, this is a short I sound. So instead of saying leaving, okay, this is live. Okay, so every living creature.
Every living creature.
Okay, give me a good R on every. Every living creature.
Every living creature.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to okay, the word branches, instead of branches, it's branches.
Branches.
Okay, very nice. Next up is okay. All right, bear instead of beer feet. This is bare feet.
Bare feet.
Okay, one more time. Bare feet.
Bare feet.
Okay, good. All right, and okay, let's go to the word grown. Okay, so this is O, grown.
Grown.
One more time. O, grown.
Oh, on, grown.
Very good. All right, and last one here is late. Make sure to pronounce that T. His late youth.
His late youth.
Good. All right. Nice job. Thank you.
Also, one more thing, I put the phrase on the chat box. Can you pronounce it for me so I know how to pronounce next time?
As though.
As though. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay. No problem. All right. Let's go to Fausto.
Yes.
All right, Fausto, please continue from "It was a bit noisy." Okay, finish this paragraph. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's have you read down to here where it says "Faces of the moon passed overhead," please.
Okay. It was a big noisy at time for him, especially during the migration of animals that came and went with the passing of the seasons. But in the calm hours following the dawn, it felt to him as though he were awash in a sea of whispering voices. He never really kept track of the passing of time after he fled home so many years ago, and when he sheathed the shackles of time as a constraint to his whim, he found a sense of peace that hadn't existed to him before. No more schedules to maintain meant he could sleep as long as his body needed, sometimes finding great comfort in letting the day pass by lazily as he rested his body in the shade of an ancient oak, with no more urgent duties to complete for the sake of others. He found that he could take his meals when he pleased, find it quite pleasurable to converse with the forest nymphs while the many phases of the moon passed overhead.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to. All right, so this is going to be the sake of others instead of shake. Okay, this is sake,
Okay,
and then we have others. The sake of others. Try that.
the sake of others.
Okay, make sure to give me an S there. Others. The sake of others.
The sake of others.
Okay, very good. Next up, we have the word duties. Right here, this is duties.
Duties.
One more time. Duties.
Duties.
Okay, good. Next, we have the word with. So instead of gwith, okay, with.
Okay. With.
Okay, very nice. Okay, after that we have, let's see, where'd you go? Okay, here the word is pronounced ancient. Ancient.
Ancient.
Very nice. Okay, after that we have lazily. Lazily. Try that.
Lazily.
Okay, good. Here, this is to maintain meant. Okay, to maintain meant.
Okay. To maintain meant.
Okay, it's going to be maintain. To maintain meant.
To maintain meant.
Okay, very good. Okay. All right, let's go to right here. Okay, whispering. Whispering voices. Try that.
Whispering voices.
Okay, give me a good R there instead of whispering. Whispering.
Okay. Whispering voices.
Okay, very good. Okay, and let's see here. Yeah, no, that was good. Okay, good. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
No problem. Okay. Oak. Where did we end up? Okay, overhead. Okay, very good. Let's continue here with Leonardo.
Yeah, chat.
All right, Leonardo, please continue from the passage of time.
Yeah.
Okay, finish the paragraph, and let's see here. Okay, let's have you read down to here where it says experience, please.
Okay. Okay. The passage of time no longer held control over his days, and in that, Cainorius found more peace and happiness than he'd ever known. It was a life that had, at first, seemed to be overwhelmingly, though that he had spent many of the first sessions of his tutelage fervently poring over the few persevered tomes the old read had kept with them. After if every page had been read and memorized, every chapter, every chapter noted and studied, he realized that his skill knew almost nothing about the ways of communing with the world. The Aldrich knew this would happen, however, and let him pursue his ambition, devouring of texts and stories on the stories in their possessions. Even though several of them were only humans, and therefore many dedicated here juniors. Cainorius had realized almost immediately upon meeting them that the men were so much more in superior in experience.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look here. Okay. So let's work on our R sounds. Okay. So instead of
Yeah.
superiors and experience, superiors and experience.
Superiors in experience.
Okay. One more time with experience instead of expedience. Experience.
Experience.
There you go. Good. Force the tongue down. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Next up, instead of junior, it's junior. J sound.
Junior.
Okay. Very good. This word here is pronounced decades.
Decades.
One more time. Decades.
Decades.
Good. Next up, this is druids. Druids.
Druids.
Okay, very good. Next, we have the word communing. Right here, communing.
Communing.
All right. Okay. Now we've got ed endings. Ed endings were the challenge here. Okay. So here, this is realized.
Realized.
Okay. So remember, with the ed endings, that e is not pronounced. We don't say realized. Okay. We do not pronounce that. We only pronounce the id sound when the word ends with a t or a d.
Noted.
Okay. So, but on these ones, your vowels were off. So your ed was right, but instead of saying studied, it's studied.
Study.
Okay. So the u in English rarely will make an oo sound. Okay. Very rarely. Okay. So yeah, here it's going to be studied. Okay. Here,
Studied. Yeah.
this is going to be notated. Notated.
Notated.
Okay. All right. Now we're back to another ed ending. Okay, but this time it does not end with a T, okay, or a D. It's ending with a Z. So we're going to skip over that E sound. Okay, so instead of pronouncing that, it's memorized.
Memorized.
Okay, very good. And this word here is pronounced read.
Read.
Okay, because we have it in the past perfect tense here. So had been read. Try that.
Have been read.
Okay, very good. Okay, next ed ending is preserved. Preserved.
Preserved.
Okay, don't pronounce that E right there. So it's preserved.
Preserved.
Okay, good. Next is the word pouring. Okay, give me a good R instead of pudding. It's pouring.
Pouring.
Okay. Next up is this big one here. This is overwhelmingly. Okay, so first up, hit a good V, and this is whelmingly. Overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly.
Okay. Now instead of ober, it's ove. Over. Overwhelmingly.
Overwhelmingly. It's like extremely large word.
Uh-huh.
Overwhelmingly.
Okay, yeah, remember though, this is advanced reading, so you are going to get
Over.
big words. Okay, so this is overwhelmingly.
Okay. Yeah. Overwhelmingly.
Okay, good. Okay, here instead of seemed, the word is seemed.
Seemed.
Okay. All right, let's go to. Okay, so here instead of that, he'd ever known. Okay, this is than. Okay, than he'd ever known. So this is own. Than he'd ever known.
Excuse me, please, I listen that.
Okay, than. Okay, so instead of that, that's an N. Okay, so an N sound instead of a T. So it's than he'd ever known.
Than he'd ever known.
Okay, all right, now give me a good V. Instead of eber, it's ev. Ever.
Ever.
Good. Okay, so let's try it from here. We're going to say, and happiness than he'd ever known.
Okay, and excuse me. Okay, and happiness than he'd ever known.
Okay, very good, very good. And the last one here. Let's see here. So this is over his days. Okay, over his days.
Over his days.
Good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Okay, let's go to. Let's see. Ricardo? All right. Ricardo, let's have you continue from when he'd finally. Okay, finish this paragraph. And read down to 2, 3, 4. Ooh, that's a long one. Let's have you read to this comma where it says passed into his hands, please.
Okay. When he'd finally learned to set down the books and seek answers from the source, he found that the nearly 2 centuries of knowledge he'd grasped before then had only paled in comparison to the months to follow. As he walked along a small game trail that wound its way to the river he knew was near, he let his mind shift to the days most recent and the things he had seen. He recalled the days before he'd made it to this part of the forest, when he'd been caught in the middle of a dispute between 2 herds of satyr green that roamed the plains far to the south and east. He almost laughed aloud when he recalled the look of shock on all of their faces as he effortlessly resolved their dispute, only to propose a merging of the herds. His head still swung with the blurred memories in roughly hewn mug after mug of ale being passed into his hands.
Okay, nice job. Very good job. Okay. All right. So let's take a look here. So this is roughly hewn. Roughly hewn.
Roughly hewn.
Very good. Okay. Great job here with effortlessly. Okay. You worked your way through that one. That was really good. Okay. This word here, give me a little bit more ah sound. So it's shock. Shock.
Shock. Shock.
There you go. Okay. Now here, I'm in. So for example, when I say this word, I say laughed. Okay. There are some people in the United States that actually do say loft. It's more of an ah sound, and then obviously the British would say loft. Okay. But overwhelmingly in the United States, it would be more of an ah sound than an ah. Okay, so it just depends on the accent that you're really looking for. If you want more of a U.S. accent, then I would go more with an ah sound. So he almost laughed aloud.
He almost laughed aloud.
Good, just like that, the short A. Good. Next up is, okay, so here the pronunciation of the consonants and vowels was good, but it's the stress. Okay, so instead of dispute, the word is dispute. The stress is at the end of the word.
Okay, dispute.
Okay, very good. And the last word for you is this one right here. The word is comparison. Comparison.
Comparison.
Okay, good. Yeah, and notice just how you just mimicked my voice. I do say cum instead of calm. So it's a C-U-M sound, cum, because the stress is right here, comparison.
Comparison. Okay.
Okay, very good. All right, nice job. Nice job. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack.
No problem. Okay, let's continue here with, let's see, Ruben?
Yes.
All right, Ruben, please continue from the whirl of dancing. Okay, and let's have you go down to, okay, go ahead and finish the paragraph and read until here where it says lost in thought, please.
Yes. The world of dancing and feasting that followed, running into the one another as his memories faded altogether into a single blur of happiness and frivolity. He nearly laughed out loud again as he felt his face hit at the foggy and not quite clear memories of one too many bodies against his own as he woke from each night's reverie. He had never once thought of himself so loftily as to turn down the occasional pleasure of the flesh, but it was something he'd never experienced until then, and he couldn't remember if his enthusiasm had been due to his inexperience or the copious amounts of drink following during those nights. His quiet reflections were interrupted by the sound of water, and his mind returned to the world around him as he realized he'd not only reached the river but somehow managed to cross it while lost in thought.
Okay, very good. All right, let's go to the word river first. So instead of river, okay, give me a short I, river.
River.
Very good. Next up, we have the word during. Okay, give me a good R here instead of during. It's during.
During.
There you go. Good. Okay, this big word here is pronounced enthusiasm. Enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm.
Okay, very nice. All right, next up is, I think it's loftily. No, it was. Okay, so here, now with the word with words that start with W, you guys, those who are practicing flap and stop T's. Okay, so with the American pronunciation, with the W, okay, we cannot pronounce a flap T. Okay, so we do not say it was. Okay, even though with the W we usually start off with an oo sound. Okay, the W does not work that way. So we would really need to use a stop T saying it was. Okay, instead of it was. So let's try that. It was.
It was.
There you go. One more time. It was.
It was. It was.
There you go. That's it. Okay, good. Next up, this word here is pronounced loftily. Loftily.
Loftily.
There you go. Good. Here we have the word reverie. Reverie.
Reverie.
Good, good. Okay, next up is, let's see here. Okay, frivolity. Frivolity. Try that.
Febrility.
Okay, one more time. Frivolity.
Febrility.
Okay.
Febrility.
Good, good. And let's see. Okay, let's go to, all right, so now here you added the word one. You said running into the one another. Okay, so instead of the one another, we're going to say running into one another. Try that.
Okay, running into one another.
There you go. Good. Okay, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, so down to thought. All right, let's go to Victor.
Okay.
Okay, Victor, please read from looking back. And I'll probably have you finish the paragraph. Yeah. Go ahead and read down to the bottom of the paragraph, down to current of the river, please.
Looking back at the rushing water behind him, he saw the current washing away a low-rising mound of earth that had formed in his path as he reached the water's edge. For a moment, a new sense of elation filled him as he realized that he had quite effortlessly brought the earth up to him, giving him a dry path to walk on, and he turned back to the river bank and strode for the eddies that ran over the shallow slope. When he reached the water, he was a little disappointed to feel the cool rush of liquid over his bare feet, puzzled as to why the earth had not responded to his gentle urging. For a moment he stood there in the shallows, feeling the coursing water wash away his attempts to coerce that ground to rise, only realizing that he had manipulated the earth instinctively after he tried once more to raise the ground above the gentle current of the river.
Okay, nice job. Very good job. Okay, let's try this last part here. Just the R moving into the word river. Okay, so you kind of rolled the R there. So, so let's try this. We're going to say the gentle current of the river.
The gentle current of the river.
There you go. That's it. Okay, good. Nice job with instinctively. Okay, you had some really big ones here. That was good. This word here is manipulated. So our stress is right there. Manipulated.
Manipulated.
Okay, now the U is going to be a pew. Manipulated.
Manipulated.
That's it. Okay, good. Next up is, okay, now this one here, you're very close on. Instead of coer, it's coerce.
Coerce.
Okay, one more time. Coerce.
Coerce.
Good, good. Okay, all right, let's see here. Okay, right up here, instead of not, this is not. The earth had not responded.
The earth had not responded.
Good, nice job. Next is, okay, riverbank. Okay, instead of bank, it's a bank, riverbank.
Riverbank.
Okay, very nice. And, okay, last one here is right up above. So this is effortlessly. So the stress is at the very beginning. Effortlessly.
Effortlessly.
Great.
Effortlessly. Yeah.
Great. All right, nice job.
Thank
Excellent.
you very
Everything
much.
else good.
Ciao.
Good.
Thank
No problem.
you.
Okay. All right, let's go to, let's see, Elise. How you doing, Elise?
Hi.
Excellent. Welcome to class. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Good,
This
good.
this is the first British. You are the first British teacher I've met here.
First
I like British accent.
Well, I'm not British. I'm American.
Okay.
Is that okay?
I don't know. I can. No problem. I cannot. Actually, I cannot tell the difference between these two accents.
Okay.
Just now you were teaching us something about British accent, so I thought you are British. Sorry.
No, I can recognize the British accent. Like, for example, I notice you have a British accent when you speak, and I imagine you're looking to maintain your accent. Is that true?
No, actually, I didn't intend to imitate any accent. Probably just because many of my teachers are from the UK. Probably that I pick up a little bit accent there.
Okay. All right. And so where are you from?
I'm originally from China. I have been in Singapore more than 12 years. So
Okay.
mm,
Yes, I was going to guess somewhere over in the east. I can hear just a little bit of an accent, but not a whole lot. You've done very well. Okay, excellent.
thanks.
So now, are you because when you read through this, I can correct towards the American accent. Okay, but I don't know if I want to, because that you'll have a lot of things that I would have to correct. So I'm gonna leave it at the British accent, and I'm gonna look at words on their face value. Okay, so I'm gonna leave the vowel sounds alone unless it's pronounced very incorrectly. Okay, and then
Okay,
we're gonna look at how you're saying your words and your sentences together. Okay.
sure.
Okay, let me have you read from like all things down to here, down to this comma where it says stronger than the other than others, please.
Okay. Like all things in the world, magic was bound by laws. To understand and appreciate these laws was one of the first lessons that all magically talented youths were instructed in their education. Magic was simply put a manifestation of the wielder's focus guided by his will and knowledge of the currents of magic that laced the world like so many rivers of power. To tap into and harness the power of these currents, called lanes, was to call upon the forces of power themselves and channel them through the user's will and create magic. The same energies that a summoner might harness to call forth a familiar would also fuel the intense flames of an elemental match, or knit the broken bones of a body through the application of restoratives. Some ladies were stronger than others. A lot of pronunciation, not so sure.
No, that's good. That's good. Nice job. Nice job. Okay, let's take a look here. So this word here, this is going to be restoratives. Restoratives.
Restoratives.
Okay, very good. Very good. Next up, we have. Okay, this word is pronounced familiar. Familiar.
Familiar.
There you go. Very good. Next up is. Okay, the THR sound. So right here, you said true.
Yeah,
Okay, so give me a THR. So through.
I realized that. That's Singlish, Singapore English.
Okay.
Through.
There you go. Good, good. Okay, next up is, all right, the word call. Now I had a couple of words here. One was will, the other one, or sorry, yeah, will and call. So make sure when you're pronouncing your L's at the end of words that you're reaching up and touching the top of your tongue, or sorry, the top of your mouth with your tongue. So instead of cow with an ending with an oo, it's call. Try that.
Call.
Okay, almost. So right now you're not touching the top of your tongue or the top of your mouth. You're saying caw. Okay. So the difference is that your tongue reaches up and touches the top. So I want you to say caw, call.
Call a call.
Okay.
Call.
All right. So the difference here. Okay, what you're doing is instead of moving your tongue for the L sound, you're moving your lips. You're saying ooh. Okay, so the L is not a lip movement. We do not move the lips when we pronounce the L. Okay, the L is a tongue movement. That guy right there. Okay, so when I say the word call, my tongue goes like this. Oh, call.
A call. Call.
We don't want it way back. We don't want to say call. Way back in the back, it's up in towards the front of your mouth. Oh, so let's try this. I want you to say the word lol. Lol.
Lol. Lol.
Okay, one more time. Lol. Go. Your tongue is going to come down and up. Down and up. Lol.
Lol.
Good. Good. One more time. Lol.
Lol.
Okay, good. All right, so this is the exercise that I want you to practice pronouncing. So starting with an L and ending with an L. Okay, because right now it's very challenging for you to say words that end with an L. So like call and will, you're ending with an U sound, saying cow and will. Okay, just remember it's not a lip movement; it's a tongue movement.
Will.
Call. Will.
Will.
With the tongue. Okay, so use that exercise where you're saying lal or lail. Okay, so any vowel in between, all you want to do is move your tongue up and down in the same spot, and that'll strengthen your tongue and it'll give you more control over how you're using it. Okay.
Thanks.
Very good. Okay, let's continue here, you guys. All right. Okay, Amparo, let's have you finish off this paragraph from lying deep down to harness its power, please.
Lying deep within the earth lie unseen rivers of measureless power, some moving freely through the air around us like currents of wind, unbeknownst to all those that could feel them, to reach out and caught the power from ley line was as easy as grasping something with your hands. Only it took the mental strength to grasp the current and the fortitude of will to harness its power.
Okay, nice job with unbeknownst. Okay, yeah, you sounded that one out. I was like, all right, very good, very good. Okay, all right, so here instead of current with an U sound, it's an current.
Current.
Okay, good. Give me that T at the end. Current.
Current.
Good. And the only other word for you is the short I on rivers. Instead of rivers, rivers.
It's always a problem when I have an I and then a V sound.
Yes. All right. Yeah. The other thing is that you had a long E right before it as well. So you had unseen rivers. Yeah. River. There you go. Okay. Try that one more time. Unseen rivers. Good. Good. All right. Nice job, Amparo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see here. Fausto, let's have you continue, please. From Chironus, okay, however you want to pronounce that, down to that taught him, please.
Okay. Chironus let out a little sigh and turned away from the river, continuing on his way through the winding path of game trails and foliage into the heart of the forest beyond the river. Even though he was considered by his mentors to be far more adept at the arts of druid magic than they, he still felt as though he knew nothing compared to wisdom sage that taught him.
Okay, all right, let's try that last part here. So this is the wizened sages that taught him. The wizened sages that taught him.
The wizened sages that taught him.
Okay, all right, so let's practice those T's, okay? So we're going to say that taught him.
That taught him.
Okay, so move into an English T instead of a Spanish T, saying tat, okay, taught, nice and hard, taught him.
Taught him.
Okay, this is going to be taught. Okay, instead of thought, there isn't an H here, so it's taught him.
Taught him.
Good. Okay, so that taught him.
That taught him.
There you go. That's it. Okay, good. Ugh. Okay, good. Let's go to the word beyond. Where are you at? Beyond. Okay, right here. Instead of beyond, okay, give me a good Y. Beyond.
Okay, beyond.
There you go. Okay, and this word here is winding. Winding.
Winding.
Okay, instead of gwinding, give me a good W. Ooh, winding.
Winding.
Great. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next up is Jenna. All right,
Okay.
Jenna, please read from He Sometimes. Okay, and let's have you read down to this semicolon. Focus to the present, please.
Okay. He sometimes found himself perform small miracles when he didn't even realize he was doing it. In a single night, he had once managed to grow almost an entire league of forest around him in his dreams, waking to find himself in the heart of a new growth of forest that had quite literally sprung up overnight. Other times, he found himself doing impossibly disruptive, thi- disruptive things without being any the wiser until he returned his focus to the present.
Okay, very good. All right, so let's take a look at a couple words here. First up, this is grow, growth, growth.
Growth.
Okay, so yeah, it's grow, growth.
Oh, growth.
Okay, good. Next up is, okay, so make sure to pronounce the D on the end of found. Okay, so we're going to say found himself. So you're actually going to drop that H. Okay, so found himself.
Found himself.
One more time. Found himself.
Found himself.
Great. Okay. Now the other recommendation that I have for you, especially since you're living in the United States, okay, is instead of saying to and really pronouncing that out, okay, say t. Okay, and I want you to start listening to the people around you as well when they say the word to, because they don't say to. I can pretty much 100% guarantee you that probably about 99% of the people say to most of the time.
T.
Okay.
Right? T.
So it's managed to grow.
Managed to grow. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
heard that before. Yeah, managed to grow.
Okay, so they say to more than they say to.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So try and start to incorporate that into your speech. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. Let's go to Leonardo.
Yeah, chat. I'm
All
here.
right, Leonardo. Please read. Where do we go down to present? Okay. Please read from He swore never again.
Yeah,
Okay. Finish this paragraph and read to this comma. Achingly familiar, please.
yeah, okay. Okay, okay. He swore never again to let his memories dwell on the darker days of his past, not after had nearly stripped all traces of life from the very forest he had created. That place would be a dark stain on his memory, and he'd vowed then to never allow himself the weakness of regret of or misery of memories when there was nothing that could be done to change the past. As he crossed the threshold of the forest in the last that felt almost uncannily familiar.
Okay. All right. Let's try that last part one more time. So instead of achingly, it's
Uh,
achingly familiar.
Achingly familiar?
Familiar.
Achingly familiar.
All right. Very good. Next up is the word crossed. Okay. So we have the ed. All right. So instead of crossed, okay, the e is not pronounced. Okay. So this is crossed.
Crust.
Good. So that's pronounced as a T.
Yeah.
This word here, instead of misery, okay, give me a good R. Push your tongue down. Misery.
Misery.
Very good. Next up is the word vowed. Okay, so we have the ed here. Okay, so the e is not pronounced. Instead of vowed, it's
Yeah.
vowed.
Bowed.
Okay, give me a good V instead of bowed. It's v, vowed.
Vowed.
Good, good. Next up is the word very. Okay, so here instead of Betty, okay, give me a good V and a good R.
Very.
So the very forest.
The very forest.
Okay, instead of very forest, very. The very forest.
The very forest.
Very nice. Next up is the word stripped. Okay, so the ed here, instead of an e sound, it'll only be a t. So instead of strip it, it's stripped. Stripped.
Stripped.
Okay, very good. Next here is the word heed instead of head. Okay, this is a long e sound. Heed.
Heed.
Okay, one more time. Pronounce that H. Heed.
Heed.
All right, good. And your last word is the word never. Give me a good V sound here instead of never.
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 Never. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad.
Okay, let's go to, let's see here. Ricardo?
Yep.
Okay, Ricardo, please continue from his mind once again. And read down to here. Daughters of the forest dwelt, please.
Okay. His mind once again wandered to the dates before his return to this forest, before his introduction to the world of druidic arts. He remembered that the time he'd spent in the company of people who never judged him for his past, and had shown him that it was only what one did with the present that mattered. The city of Iowa, family in the forest to those who spoke the common tongue, was where the sons of and daughters of the forest dwelt.
Okay, nice job. Nice job. Okay. First up, the word past instead of past. It's an ass sound here. Past.
Past.
Okay, very good. Next up is, okay, so we want to combine these sounds. So typically, when we have a D at the end of a word, it doesn't matter if it's combined with another word or not. We are usually not going to end that D, or if we do, it's mushed against a vowel. Okay, but since this is not a vowel, okay, we're going to combine those sounds. So it's he'd spent, he'd spent.
He'd spent.
That's good. So the time he'd spent.
The time he'd spent.
Good, yeah. So we don't want to finish it by saying he'd spent. Okay, that takes too much time, so we're going to mush them together. Okay?
Okay.
Good. And the last one here, I want to work on the difference between wandered and wondered.
Yeah.
Okay? So this word here in the story, this is an ah sound. Okay? The other word has an o, and that's wondered. Okay, so we have wandered, wondered. Try the difference there.
Wonder, wondered.
Very good. Very good. All right, nice job. Thank you, Ricardo.
Okay, thank you, Chad.
No problem. Okay, let's go to Victor.
Okay.
Okay, Victor, let's see here. Went to dwelt. Okay. Go ahead and finish this paragraph. Victor, from amongst down to others may cling to, please.
Amongst the elves, there were many different cultures that existed in their own separate ways, from the noble and high-statured high folk to the distant and oft prone to violence Lothari, drawing the common tongue. The sons and daughters of the forest were known as the woodsmen, to his kin the high folk, but they simply referred to themselves as the people, having no care or concern for the titles or namesakes that others may cling to.
Okay, nice job, nice job. Let's work on this right here. So this is the trite titles. The trite titles. Try that.
The trite titles.
That's it. Good. So instead of trital titles, yeah, trite titles. Good. And the only other word here that I want to work on is right here. Now these other ones like lothery or whatever, don't worry about it. It's not an actual word. It's a made-up word.
Names.
Yeah, names. So, okay. So here, this is separate. Okay. So instead of pronouncing that A, instead of saying separate, it's separate. Separate.
Separate.
Good. One more time. Separate.
Separate.
Great. Great. Just like that. Okay. Nice job. Very good job.
Thank you very much, Chad.
Okay, no problem. Excellent. Okay, and our last reader for the hour is Elise. Okay. Elise, let me have you read from the people down to sympathetic, please.
Okay. The people of Iowa had been welcoming and accepting of Quirinius when he'd come to them in dark times and need, and they had taken him as one of their own without so much as ceremony or acclaim. He had been a troubled youth then, wicked with guilty and still seething with fury for the nearly 2 centuries of mystery had endured with his own king, the high folk. They had been sympathetic with him.
Okay, very good. All right, let's try this word here. The word is sympathetic. Sympathetic.
Sympathetic.
Very good. Next up, let's try this combination. So instead of head, this is he. Long E sound. Heed.
Heed.
Okay, one more time. Heed.
Heed.
There you go. Good. This word here is pronounced misery. Misery.
Misery.
There you go. That's it. Okay, very good. Next, we have these two together. This is still seething. So we have a short I, still, and then move into the long E, seething. Still seething.
Still seething.
Good. One more time. Still seething.
Still seething.
Good. Next is, let's see here. Okay, so this is so, all right. So now you said that you're living in Singapore, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things that, that those from Singapore as well as those from Thailand and Vietnam do is that they chop their words up. Okay, so what you need to do when you're speaking English, breathe and realize that all the words are going to connect somehow. Okay, so when you say this here, so we're not going to say so much as. Okay, so it's so much as a ceremony. So much as a ceremony.
So much as ceremony.
There you go. So much as ceremony. Try that.
So much as ceremony.
Good. Yeah. So because this ends with an S and this one starts with an S sound, okay, we mix them together. Okay. All right.
So much as ceremony.
Good.
Okay.
And the last one for you is welcoming. The stress is at the very beginning. Welcoming.
Welcoming.
Good. All right. Nice job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you very much for coming in. It was great having you all here. I will be back tomorrow night with beginning and intermediate reading. Okay.
Okay,
All right, guys.
Take care.
Thanks for coming in. We'll see you.
Thank
Bye.
you very much.
Bye, guys.
See you later.